y'all, thanks for clicking on today's video. My name is Deanna if you're new here. I'm a home birth mom of two. I have a 2.5-year-old and a 7-month-old, and I refuse to have two kids in diapers, so I potty trained my 2-year-old in 4 days. If you have not seen that video, I'll link it here for you. I also have an ebook where I talk more in depth about how I potty trained my 2-year-old, but I wanted to do a quick update video on my 2-year-old's progress. So in that first video, I did tell you all the things, all the tips and tricks that I use to potty train my 2-year-old. I potty trained her because I knew that we were bringing another child into this world. Having two kids in diapers at such a young age is really difficult, so we decided that we were going to potty train. Potty training itself is also difficult, but it's a different type of difficult, so we chose that side. Anyway, my baby is almost 2.5 years old. She'll be 2.5 in like a month or so, so I'm just gonna call her 2.5 years old. And I want to talk to you about her progress, about how it's been going. When we first potty trained, I had her on a very strict schedule. That's like a parent hack in general, just to have your young kids on a schedule. It's hard for me because I'm not a schedule type of person. I don't really like schedules, but I learned that my child thrives off of a schedule, and pretty much all toddlers thrive off of schedules. So that's what I had her on. I had her on a schedule. I had a potty chart to make sure that she was going to the potty at those times, and she was doing it very, very well. Until I fell off of that schedule. When I fell off of that schedule, I noticed a whole lot more accidents happening, a lot more tantrums, and her not being as successful as she was before. She'd potty in the car, she'd potty on the couch, she'd potty like just everywhere. And I'm like, what happened? And I realized it was me. I was the issue. It was me. I fell off. But as parents, we're not perfect. We fall off of schedules. But once I realized it, obviously I put her back on the schedule and everything is going pretty well. I did want to tell you, the difference I have now with the schedule is that my baby, the 7-month-old, she's awake more during the day. She's not sleeping as much as she was in the newborn phase, so I have to incorporate her into that schedule. So we're still balancing it out. We're still figuring out what's best for our family and what's best for my potty trained toddler. One of my #1 tips that I had to remind myself of throughout this 6-month journey is to make sure she goes potty before we go out. She's really good now at holding her urine. Like, she won't pee on herself throughout the day unless she absolutely has to. And I realized there was one time she only pottied like twice during the day because she was holding it, because she was like, I don't want to go to the potty. Like, I'm not doing it. And I'm like, why not, girl? Like, but I guess she was realizing that she could just go and I'm just going to clean it up. I'm not going to have her clean it up. I'm not going to be like super upset about it because I understand she is just 2, so she's going to have accidents. But I have to continuously remind her, like, this is not how we go to the potty. And that's a potty training journey. In those first 4 days, you teach them, like, there is no more pottying on yourself. But it is a journey. It's a learning curve. It is something new for the entire family and new for them. They've just used the potty whenever, wherever, their entire lives. So in 4 days, are they going to completely change who they are and how they use the potty? No. In 4 days or in 6 months, are they going to be perfect at using the potty like we are? No. So we have to continue to use grace with ourselves and with our babies. So that's what I have been learning how to do. I also learned in this process how to take apart a car seat so I can wash it, because in this heat, she has accidents in the car. I'm like, oh my goodness, my car smells crazy. I've learned how to take apart a car seat so that I can wash the insert and put it back in the car. Another thing that I've been doing is not only carrying a portable potty. I did a video on TikTok on the portable potty that I use, and it did pretty well, the video. So now that potty is actually sold out. You can't buy that potty anymore. So I'm looking for alternatives now because, of course, we broke ours, so I can't even go buy another one because it's sold out. But I'm looking for another potty now. But that was such a game changer to have a potty on the go. So if we're in the car before we go into the store, like, you need to go. And she actually liked using it. So I'm really upset that we accidentally broke it, but make sure we do that. I also carry like public toilet covers, so if we're going to a restaurant or if we're at a friend's house or whatever and I don't want her to sit on that potty but she has to go, I have like disposable toilet covers that I keep in my bag at all times, no matter where we are. I always have them with me so that she's able to go just like we're able to go. And that also minimizes it. I also learned that despite going to the potty before we leave the house, going to use the restroom wherever we are, she still might have an accident. So I learned to pack extra clothes, like not only just extra clothes for her, like extra underwear, extra shirt and pants. Normally she's in a dress, so I just have to take the whole dress off and put a whole new dress on. But I also learned to pack extra clothes for me. There was one time we were out, she was sitting on my lap and she had an accident. Oh, y'all, I really almost lost it. But I'm like, she's just a baby. She's just a baby. I can't be too upset. I was not the happiest that happened to me. And I did not have a change of clothes, so I just had to wait until my clothes dried up. And then we went home. But anyway, I learned to keep a change of clothes in the car for myself as well. Yeah, and just practicing grace. Grace is like the most important thing, because I don't want to get upset with her. I don't want her to get upset. I don't want her to look at the potty as like a punishment, like I'm putting her on the potty because she did something wrong. Like, no, you just have to relieve yourself, honey, and that's the way you do it. So learning not to get upset, just taking deep breaths and like walking away from a situation sometimes, because it's like, bro, I asked you if you had to go and you told me no, and you went anyway. Like, why are you fighting? What's going on? So just taking a breath, walking away. That is what I've learned through this potty training journey. I also learned that if you are following along with my channel, we're in the process of moving, packing up, and renovating our new house, doing all the things. We've relied a lot lately on television, and relying on TV or iPads or whatever screen you put in front of your child is beneficial because you get to get things done, but it's also detrimental because they're not fully focused on their body. They're not fully focused on pretty much anything that you've been teaching them. They're just focused on that screen. So because of that, obviously we've had an increase of accidents. I know that screens do that. What I've done to help with the situation, because we're still moving, we still gotta move, I still gotta pack up this whole house, and she still has to be occupied. So if she doesn't want to help me and I need the screen for a little bit, like an hour or two, this is what I do. I make sure she goes to the potty like in the middle of whatever session she's watching. Let's say it's like a 30-minute TV show. 15 minutes in, you're gonna go sit on the potty. And normally she likes to sit on the potty for like 5 minutes or 10 minutes, whatever. Like even after she's done, she likes to still sit there, which is cool with me because she still might have a little bit left in there. And then I put her back on the couch or on the floor, wherever she's watching the TV at, which is good. Another thing that I learned was how to clean up pee from your couch. Even though, you know, obviously it dries on the couch, it leaves a stench. You don't want your couch to be smelling like that. But it's a really quick and easy fix. You can just use warm water, vinegar, like 1 cup of warm water, 1 cup of vinegar, mix it in a little bowl, and get a rag. So I just like go like this on the couch with the rag. And it doesn't really smell like vinegar too much. Like when it dries, you don't smell the vinegar at all. But when you're cleaning the couch, you're gonna smell the vinegar. But I also just got a Bissell, a little green machine. I got it from Prime Day. And I'm gonna try that out because she did have an accident literally like 2 days ago. So I did clean up with the vinegar, but I wanna see like if there's a difference with the Bissell, the little green machine. So I'm gonna try that out as well. But yes, vinegar is going to get the smell out of your couch. It's also gonna get it out of, she has not had any accidents on my bed, thankfully. Like we're never really even upstairs in our bedrooms. We're normally just downstairs or in her room, and she hasn't really had any accidents. Oh, also some people have asked me like, how do you get your child to go number 2, like take a poop on the potty? I didn't really have too much of an issue with that. So it's the same principles that have applied. Like she will have a number 1 accident, but she will not have a number 2 accident. She refuses to like poop on herself. She won't do it, thankfully. So I don't have like any tips and tricks for that. There are some times where she's like, a potty, poop, potty, and she like, there's a little bit in her underwear, but she feels it. She's like, I don't want to have that type of an accident in my underwear. So I don't have that problem with my toddler. But if you have that problem with your toddler, I would definitely do the rewards system. I would encourage them to like, when they feel like that is coming, that number 2 is coming, go to the potty. If you go to the potty, I'll give you this. Rewards are a good thing. I think because my 2-year-old, she was not even 2 2 years old when we started potty training her. She didn't fully understand like the reward system, and she still kind of doesn't understand the reward system. So if you have like an older toddler, maybe like almost 3-year-old or a 4-year-old, and you're trying to potty train them, or like a 3.5-year-old or whatever, you're trying to potty train them, I think that the reward system would work better for you, but it didn't really work too well for us. This is what's been working with us. It's like the increased amount of liquids, the increased amount of parental time. Like, I'm with her all the time. I'm making sure, like, hey, I see you doing the potty dance. I see you tiptoeing in your Jordans and you're trying to do your little wiggle. Like, I see that happening, so I know it's time for you to go to the potty. Or just knowing that, like, they've had a lot to drink today, they've held their pee, like they have to go. So those are my tips. That is my update for our 6-month potty training journey. I will definitely do another update video. If you have any questions, please leave them down below. Also, I do have my potty training ebook that I will link below, as well as my first potty training video where I give you my tips and tricks on how I potty train my 2-year-old. Okay, thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in our next video.